Picture yourself in a crowded city street surrounded by noise, people, and endless distractions. Amid this chaos, finding inner peace seems like a distant dream. Yet there's a path paved centuries ago by a man named Siddhartha Gautama, known to us as Buddha, that presents a way out. Buddhism, a spiritual tradition that has endured for over 2,500 years, holds the keys to transcending the unrest of our modern lives. It teaches us how to cultivate mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom to navigate the turbulent waters of existence. Central to Buddhism's teachings is the concept of elimination, the mindful removal of certain elements from our lives to make room for spiritual growth. This is not a process of deprivation, but rather a journey of liberation. By eliminating what hinders us, we create space for peace, clarity, and enlightenment to blossom. Imagine for a moment that you're carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each stone represents a hindrance in your life. Perhaps it's attachment, ignorance, negative emotions, or any of the other elements we'll explore. The weight of this backpack is slowing you down, making every step a struggle. Now imagine what it would feel like to remove these stones, one by one. How much lighter would you feel? How much further could you travel on your path? This is the journey we invite you to embark on today. A journey of understanding and transformation, guided by the wisdom of Buddha's teachings. We'll explore 11 hindrances that may be weighing you down, offering insights into their nature and practical tips on how to eliminate them from your life. So, let's start this journey together, examining each stone in our backpack, understanding its weight, and learning how to leave it behind. The path may be challenging, but the reward is immeasurable. After all, what could be more valuable than finding inner peace in a chaotic world? Let's delve into the first of these hindrances, attachment. Imagine being stuck to a giant, sticky glue trap. That's what attachment feels like, holding us back from moving freely. Attachment, in the Buddhist sense, refers to our tendency to cling to people, possessions, or ideas. It's like an invisible chain, ensnaring us in a cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. We often mistake attachment for love or dedication, but in reality, it's a source of suffering, creating anxiety, fear, and dependence. Now, consider the freedom of a leaf blowing in the wind, unattached and yet fully engaged with life. That's the liberation detachment brings. Detachment isn't about becoming indifferent or uncaring. It's about developing a balanced relationship with the world around us, appreciating without possessing, loving without clinging. To practice detachment, we must learn to let go, to experience life as a flowing river, not a stagnant pond. But what happens when it's not just things we're clinging to? Ever walked into a room and forgotten why? That's ignorance in action. In Buddhism, ignorance isn't just about forgetting. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of the nature of reality. It's like a veil that obscures our vision, preventing us from seeing the world as it truly is. The dangers of ignorance permeate our daily lives. It fuels prejudice, creates conflict, and hinders personal growth. But fear not, for ignorance can be overcome. The antidote is wisdom. Wisdom isn't merely about accumulating knowledge. It's about developing a deep understanding of the world and our place in it. It's about seeing things clearly, free from the distortions of our personal biases and preconceptions. So, how do we cultivate wisdom? By staying open, questioning our assumptions, and seeking truth even when it's uncomfortable. Remember, the journey from ignorance to wisdom is a journey from darkness to light. Yet, what lurks beneath the surface of ignorance, driving our every action? Imagine a dark, stormy cloud hovering above your head. That's the power of negative emotions. They can make everything seem grey, even on the brightest of days. We're talking about anger, jealousy, and greed. These emotions are like unwelcome house guests, causing chaos and leaving destruction in their wake. Anger is like a wildfire, consuming everything in its path. Jealousy is like a thief, stealing your peace of mind. And greed is like an insatiable beast, never satisfied with what it has. But remember, you are not your emotions. You can learn to navigate these stormy waters. Techniques like mindfulness, meditation, and compassion can help you reduce and even eliminate these negative emotions. It's like being the calm in the eye of the storm, a serene center while chaos whirls around. So, the next time you feel anger, jealousy, or greed knocking on your door, remember to breathe, observe, and let go. While emotions cloud judgment, there's a deeper craving that ensnares us. Ever felt like you're on a hamster wheel, always chasing but never reaching? That's the cycle of desire and suffering. This relentless pursuit of more, better, bigger can rob us of peace and contentment. It's a chase with no finish line because desire, once fulfilled, simply begets more desire. It's like drinking salt water to quench your thirst. Excessive desire can impact our well-being, creating a sense of perpetual dissatisfaction, stress, and anxiety. It's like a shadow that follows us, always out of reach, yet constantly present. But there's a way out. By cultivating contentment and simplicity, we can break free from this cycle. It's about appreciating what we have, rather than focusing on what we lack. It's about understanding that happiness doesn't come from acquiring, but from letting go. Remember, desire isn't the only thing inflating our troubles. Our very identity might be at stake. Ever looked in the mirror and thought, "I am more than this"? That's the ego talking. Ego, in the context of Buddhist teachings, isn't just about arrogance or self-importance. It's the entire concept of a separate self. The illusion that we're distinct entities apart from the world around us. This illusion of self leads to a host of issues: competition, conflict, fear, all born from the false belief in me versus them. It's like a wall we build around ourselves, but the bricks are made of nothing more than our own thoughts and beliefs. So how do we dissolve this wall? Through mindfulness, through understanding that we're not separate but interconnected parts of a grand whole. By observing our thoughts without judgment, we begin to see the ego for what it truly is, an illusion. When we speak, who's really talking? Are our words healing or harming? Ever said something you instantly regretted? That's the power of harmful speech. You see, words are like seeds. When spoken, they can either grow into beautiful gardens or destructive weeds, affecting both the speaker and the listener. In Buddhism, this is understood as right speech, a crucial part of the Eightfold Path. Right speech encourages truthfulness, positivity, and words that promote harmony and understanding. It's not about sugarcoating reality or suppressing our feelings, but about expressing ourselves in a way that respects and uplifts others. Transforming our communication isn't always easy. It requires mindfulness and a sincere intention to cause no harm. It's about pausing before we speak, questioning the usefulness of our words, and choosing those that nurture connection and understanding. So the next time you're about to speak, consider this. Are your words seeds of harmony or discord? Remember, words are powerful, but so are the doubts we harbor within. Ever felt like you're stuck in quicksand, sinking deeper with every struggle? That's doubt. A pervasive, sticky shadow that hovers around every corner of our minds. Doubt can be self-inflicted, questioning our abilities, or external, doubting the authenticity of a teaching or the guidance of a mentor. But here's the thing about doubt. It's not inherently bad. In fact, it can be a powerful tool for inquiry, leading us to seek answers and deepen our understanding. The key lies in not getting lost or paralyzed within the labyrinth of doubt. So, how do we navigate this tricky terrain? By building faith and confidence, not blind faith, but faith based on understanding, on wisdom. Confidence that comes from witnessing the positive transformations within ourselves as we walk the spiritual path. Remember, it's okay to question, to wonder, to doubt, but don't let doubt become a prison. Action is often the antidote to doubt, yet laziness frequently stands in our way. Ever had a task to do but ended up binge-watching your favorite show instead? That's laziness. And we're not talking about the occasional indulgence, but a habitual avoidance of effort. This spiritual lethargy is like a thick fog, clouding our path to growth. But fret not, as Buddha's teachings guide us to encourage right effort. Think of it as a muscle. The more we train it, the stronger it gets. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when we don't feel like it. And yes, it's easier said than done, but remember, every journey starts with a single step. Procrastination and excuses are the best friends of laziness. They keep us stuck in a comfort zone, hindering our progress. But the antidote lies within us. It's about taking small, consistent steps, and before we know it, we've made a giant leap. As we combat laziness, our outlook on life's challenges begins to change. Ever felt like a dark cloud is following you around, raining on your parade? That's pessimism. This gloomy companion has a knack for distorting our perspective, painting the world in shades of grey. It's like looking at life through a foggy windshield. We can't see the road ahead clearly, and often we miss the beauty along the way. But here's the good news. Like fog, pessimism can be cleared. Buddhism teaches us that cultivating hope and positivity is the key. It encourages us to plant seeds of optimism in our minds, watering them with positive thoughts and actions. This doesn't mean ignoring life's challenges, but rather facing them with a hopeful heart and a resilient spirit. Buddhism also emphasizes realistic optimism. It's about acknowledging the existence of suffering, yet choosing to believe in the potential for happiness and growth. So the next time you find yourself under that gloomy cloud, remember you have the power to chase it away. A deeper understanding is required to truly transform, moving beyond the superficial. Ever felt like you're skimming the surface of life, never diving deep? That's superficiality. It's living in a world of illusions, of fleeting pleasures and transient woes. The danger of such shallow living is that it keeps us from the richness and depth life has to offer. Imagine, if you will, a life where every thought, every action is imbued with purpose and meaning. A life where we don't just exist, but truly live. To embrace this depth, we must first acknowledge the superficiality of our present existence. We must question, probe, and delve into the very core of our being. This is not an easy task. It requires courage, for it means confronting the unknown, the uncomfortable, the uncertain. But the rewards are immeasurable. Living deeply, we find a profound sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment that superficial pleasures can never provide. We discover the incredible beauty of existence. In our deep quest, we must be aware of what we feed our body and mind. Ever gobble down a meal without really tasting it? That's unmindful consumption. It's the act of engaging with the world around us without thought or consideration, and it's more common than we might think. Unmindful consumption doesn't stop at the dinner table. It extends to the media we consume, the conversations we partake in, and the thoughts we entertain. When we consume mindlessly, we miss out on the richness of life. Every bite of food holds a universe of flavors, every song a symphony of notes, and every conversation a kaleidoscope of perspectives. Yet, in our rush to consume more and faster, we often overlook these nuances. Worse still, we may consume things that harm us, physically or mentally, without even realizing it. Buddhism teaches us that mindfulness is the key to unlocking a more meaningful and satisfying life. This includes mindful consumption. Imagine savoring every bite of your meal, relishing the burst of flavors and textures. Picture listening to a song and feeling every note resonate within you. Envision engaging in a conversation, fully present and deeply connected to the other person. Mindful consumption is not just about enjoying life more. It's about making conscious choices that align with our values and contribute to our well-being. It's about choosing nourishing food over junk food, constructive conversations over gossip, and uplifting thoughts over negative ones. Living a conscious life means recognizing that every choice we make, every word we utter, and every thought we entertain has an impact. It means taking responsibility for our actions and striving to make choices that contribute to our growth and happiness. Unmindful consumption is a habit that can be hard to break. But with practice and patience, we can learn to consume mindfully, savoring the richness of life and contributing to our own well-being and the well-being of others. Today, we've journeyed through the 11 things to quietly eliminate from your life, according to Buddha's teachings. By addressing these hindrances, we can move closer to a life of peace and fulfillment.